We're talking with Doug Jones, Chairman of the Board, Western Stock Show Association, Vice Chair of the Capital Campaign. Doug, thanks so much for your time.
You bet.
Let me just start with where you grew up. What was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in Nebraska early on, then our family moved to Texas. But my ag roots started with spending summers on my grandparents' farm, which gave me kind of this great appreciation for the ag world. And then we moved to Texas, and of course, everything's west in Texas. Everything is cowboy. Everything's big in Texas.
Everything's big in Texas,
right.
Exactly. Okay, so you're in Texas. What brought you to Denver, and then what got you involved with the National Western?
Well, a job brought me to Denver in 1978. I knew one guy when I moved here, and that was Bruce Wagner, who coincidentally is now on our board of directors.
Look at that.
Fast forward a few years, and Pat Grant was a friend. He was our state representative in our district. And I said, Pat, I'd love to get connected to the stock show or get involved. What would you suggest? He says, I'll sign you up as a volunteer. So I started in like 1989. So I got a chance to really know the stock show from the grassroots,
Really, from the ground up, exactly. Now, as chairman of the Western Stock Show and the association's board of directors, what's your biggest challenge, or perhaps challenges?
Well, of course, the primary challenge every year is to make sure we deliver an outstanding show, stock show and rodeo, to the people of the West. And we are the Super Bowl of livestock shows, and so we are proud of that, and we make sure that never diminishes. But as we go forward with this new project, we have great challenges and great opportunities. We have to deliver on what we've said we told the voters of Denver we would do. So we've got to meet expectations, and we've got to kind of prepare for the future every day for the next 3 years. And that's what my greatest challenge is, to make sure that we as a board and a staff, and we kind of rise to the occasion to deliver on the promise.
Right, deliver on the promises. That's your challenge. You also mentioned, though, opportunities at this pivotal time. Tell me about some of the opportunities you feel you have.
This is a chance to be the #1 facility of its kind in the world. We are going to bring huge economic development to the Denver and the metropolitan area. What this facility is going to do is going to celebrate the West. It's going to celebrate the values of the West. It's going to celebrate the spirit of the West. And that's why one of the main reasons I'm excited about it, because it tells us who we are.
Right. And with these opportunities, I would think there's got to be a steep climb in keeping the stock show as people remember the good old stock show, but giving it a brand new spin and a brand new feel. You got to walk that fine line, don't you?
Yeah, people don't like change.
Right.
It's tough for most people, but we're connecting a lot of the past. We're saving a lot of the same traditions. We're saving a lot of the old design. We're repurposing some of the old yards. We're trying to be real respectful, but to be better and to seize on opportunities, we've got to make those necessary changes.
Right. And you know, it's 16 days in January, but this whole area and everything going on with it is going to be a year-round opening, isn't it? A whole year-round deal.
We're going from 16 days to 365 days. Yeah. National shows that would never have come here are now saying to us, we want to come to Denver. So there's going to be a lot of good new opportunities that didn't exist before. We've got antiquated facilities, and these new facilities will be state of the art.
And Doug, I know you have deep roots in the Denver Metro Chamber. In fact, didn't you start the very successful Boots in Business Luncheon? How did that happen?
I was with 2 or 3 guys, and we were on the board in 1997, and said, you know, this is a big economic driver, the stock show. We should connect with the business community because we have roots with the Denver Chamber. The Denver Chamber was our partner in 1906 in the first stock show. So this history goes back 114 years with the Chamber. So we got together and said, let's do this Boots in Business. Let's bring all the 17th Street business community out here, and we'll do a kickoff lunch. And it was maybe had a couple hundred people that first year. And I was the first presenting sponsor for all of $1,000 because no one else would do it. Right. Next year, it was so successful, people said, I'll do it, I'll pay for whatever. And I said, it's all yours, I can't keep up with that fast pace. But it's now 1,000 people attend it, it's sold out, and huge success. And again, it's just a way to connect the business community with the stock show and the long history of support that both those organizations have had.
And I think people sometimes looking from the outside in don't realize how important the stock show is to the Denver business community.
In a time of the year that it is dead. I mean, January is a cold month, it's not an active month, it's not, tourism goes straight to the mountains, so it's otherwise kind of a down month, and this injects about $120 million in economic value.
Wow, boy, that's certainly going to be important. Big. You also serve as vice chair of the Capitol campaign. What then is your message to someone as to why they should support this campaign?
This is a way to define who we are as Westerners.
Yeah.
Westerners define, it's not just a cowboy, it's not just a rancher, we're all Westerners, and we all believe in that free spirit, that freedom, those values. My word is my bond. That is who we are. And if we don't celebrate that and we don't define that and kind of wave that flag, we're going to get lost.
Right. And what do you hope that this center, the new campus, really becomes famous for?
Well, I think it'll become famous for delivering a product that is unique. You'll learn everything about the past, the present, and the future, and you will also learn where the technology and the research and the new development is going. Colorado State University, as our partner, is going to have a significant impact on this campus, so there'll be a year-round activity going on here, and people will understand and learn.
Right, CSU, the partnership is very important, both to them as well as to you.
Yes, it's a partnership made in heaven.
With all that we've talked about, all your involvement in the National Western, what would you hope that your legacy will be here?
That we delivered on our promise. We've got a great team, we've got a great board, and at the end of the day, when this opens up, we got big smiles on people's face.
You're very generous in saying we, but if people say Doug Jones, what's that legacy going to be?
Just that I did my job. I just want to do my job and make sure that I am just a good leader of extraordinary opportunity.
Forgive me for this, but you took the bull by the horns.
Go ahead, you can use that.
Doug Jones, chairman of the board, Western Stock Show Association Vice Chair, Capitol Campaign. Thanks so much
Ed.
for your time.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I
It's
really
fun.
appreciate it.